In our last video, we had a blast sledging in the mountains of Switzerland. After taking in some incredible views, we moved on to our next city. Welcome to Lucerne.
We have just one day here in the city and we're gonna try and hit all of the highlights, starting off with a little bit of a walking tour. It is a beautiful day outside.
We just stopped into the Jesuit Church here, which is a Catholic church that they built back in the day when they were trying to prevent the Protestant Reformation. And it's gorgeous in here and so unique. It has these pink and white ceilings with some gold and beautiful chandeliers. I can see how some people say this is the prettiest church in Switzerland on the inside.
This is the Chapel Bridge, which I think is a quintessential European landmark. It was built in the 1300s and then unfortunately burned down around 1700, but still stands here in Lucerne today. It is the oldest wooden covered bridge in Europe. Kind of seems specific, but it looks awesome.
They also still have some paintings that dated back to the 1700s. Unfortunately, most of them were destroyed in the fire, but they did restore about 30 of them. You can still see them here. You can definitely see some that are still like almost black because of the fire. Pit stop for some gelato.
It seems though most of the city really centers around the water, which is understandable. There's tons of shops and restaurants and places to sit out and have a drink, especially on a nice day like this, but now we're walking further into the city with a quick stop by City Hall.
A lot of the buildings here are covered in frescoes, which is really just art painted into cement before it dries. And now our tour is taking us to the old city's fortifications. So we have this huge stone wall, lots of towers so they could protect the city.
It just feels great to walk around and not even have necessarily a particular agenda. And I feel like that goes along with the vibe of Lucerne here.
Usually you can go up top to these towers and get a great view of the city and lake, but unfortunately they are closed in winter, which is December through March. The best views of the city from down in the city seem to be from Musikmeer, forgive my pronunciation, basically the old city walls. And it's beautiful. You can see the lake, you can see the town, you can see the mountains in the background. The famous lion monument here in Lucerne is under construction, so we'll insert a picture here of what it should look like.
Although we can't see it, it is way bigger than I expected. I thought it was just like a little, I don't know, 6 feet or something like that. But the lion was constructed to memorialize the Swiss Guard back in the early 1800s. You know, you win some, you lose some. I think talking and bragging up on the nice weather, but this is some of what happens when you come in the off season as well. I'm sure they're just getting ready for summer.
After walking around the old town and walking along the promenade of the water, that wraps up our DIY tour of Lucerne.
We only had a half a day here, but we really enjoyed it and we felt like we were able to see everything at least inside the city.
There are a few options to take boats across the water, take some gondolas up into the mountain. Obviously we didn't get to that today, but hopefully sometime in the future.
If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for our next adventure.